Welcome back to Intricacies of Michelle. This episode is the not always romantic misadventures of Michelle. Today, we're going to talk about something every woman over a certain age, you can figure that out, has lived through but rarely admits out loud. The cast of characters who wander through your dating life and accidentally shape your philosophy on men, love, boundaries, and whatever this modern dating landscape is supposed to be. This is not a pity party. This is not a woe is me. This is storytelling at its finest. This is anthropology. This is me, a socially awkward woman with a very active internal monologue, walking you through the men who have unintentionally taught me more about myself than they ever did about romance. So let's begin. Recently, there was the age gap crush. Let's start with the man in his 30s. Yes, I know. I can hear the eyebrows raising, but listen, he's kind, he's grounded, he's smart, and I genuinely like him. Not in a delusional, I'm going to rearrange my whole life way, just I like him. I like spending time with him. The problem is not the age gap. The problem is actually me. I'm socially awkward. I do not know how to handle liking someone without turning into a malfunctioning robot. I don't want to make our friendship weird, and I don't want to ruin the dynamic I have with this man. And I definitely don't want to be the older woman who misreads the situation and ends up on a group chat somewhere as a cautionary tale being called a cougar or a raging cougar or, oh my God, she's so old. So instead, I just like him quietly from a safe emotional distance, like a normal, emotionally responsible adult who has absolutely no idea what she's doing. Next, we have the Martin's Barbecue Mystery Man. That's a mouthful for sure. This man is so good looking that my brain short circuited when I saw him. Like when I walked in and saw this guy, my brain froze. I don't know his name. I don't know his age. I don't know if he's single. I know nothing about him except that he hands me my food and my social skills evaporate. I cannot ask a single question, not one. I couldn't even say, hey, what's your name? Because my nervous system got too busy screaming, abort mission, retreat, retreat. Do not embarrass yourself in front of the handsome man holding the brisket. So instead, I just smiled. I took my food. We had a little bitty conversation, and I went on and left like a woman who has never spoken to another human being in my life. Now let's talk about the married man. Absolutely not. No, blasphemy. That is a violation of the sanctity of marriage, a spiritual crime, a moral misdemeanor, whatever term you want to use, that one applies. This is not a storyline. This is a boundary, a hard one, a non-negotiable. Married men are not an option, not even a consideration, not even hypothetically. We're moving on, and we're not talking about that one any further. Now we arrive at the chapter that still has a little weight to it. There was a man I loved deeply, the kind of love that rearranges your internal furniture, the kind of love that makes you consider moving across the country because you believe in the connection that much. Except he didn't love me back. I was never important enough to be considered. And the moment I finally understood that was when he sent me the song The Door by Teddy Swims. If you know the song, You know, it's not subtle, not at all. It's not ambiguous. It's a message wrapped in a melody, a very clear message. Then there was the painting, a painting I painted for him, something personal, something somewhat vulnerable because I hadn't ever really painted for people before. And it was something I put my heart into. I looked up how to do it, and I traveled with my paints, and I laid everything out, and I painted, and I put my heart into it, and it ended up in his apartment dumpster. My heart still feels bruised from that one. I haven't painted since he and I talked about that. But here's the truth. Loving someone who doesn't choose you back teaches you something. It teaches you what you will never accept again. It teaches you that your heart is not disposable. And it teaches you that you deserve someone who sees you as their first choice and not an afterthought. There was a friend, and this was someone I really considered to be a friend. I liked him. We got along. We met in college, and we'd hung out over the course of us knowing each other. And he invited me to his apartment to play poker with him and his friends. He let me believe that I would not be the only woman there. Spoiler alert, I was the only woman there, and I was new to the game that they were playing. It was awkward, it was uncomfortable, and it was a reminder that not every man understands boundaries or the things that go with boundaries. There was the man who wanted to stand in as a father to my children. I'm still irritated by this and the conversations that went with it. This was a role I never asked him to fill, a role my children did not need filled because they have a dad. And I was doing just fine without his unsolicited hero complex coming into play. There's a difference between support and overstepping, between caring and inserting yourself into a family structure that does not belong to you. And that experience taught me to trust my instincts when something feels off. And it did. And I was vocal about it. And I don't think that settled well. It doesn't matter at this point in life, right? I mean, we move on. So, what do all these men have in common? They each taught me something about myself. The age gap crush taught me that I can like someone without losing my mind. And while he didn't know about it before this podcast, he might figure it out now. I kind of hope. But we'll see. We'll see how that goes. The barbecue mystery man taught me that sometimes the crush is the best part. And it also reminded me that I'm so socially awkward that I probably won't ever be able to go back and eat at that restaurant during the day again. The married man reminded me of my values. There is not a good, solid reason to cheat on your significant other, and I'm not going to be a part of that. It's blasphemous to your relationship, and what a deep betrayal of her trust. The man I loved taught me that I will never settle ever again. I'm not someone's side dish. I'm the full meal, and I don't need to settle and put up with someone's side treatment of me. I don't know how else to phrase it, but side treatment. I'm an amazing person, and I would have gone to the ends of the earth for this person, but not now. He made it clear with his song choices and his actions. It just took me a minute to catch on. I guess I'm a little slow on the uptake, y'all. The poker friend taught me to trust my discomfort. Hindsight is always 2020, and if it were if I could go back and repeat that moment when I got there and I was the only woman, I would have left. There is no purpose in me being there with a group of men by myself, especially at the age of 20. The would-be father figure taught me to stand strong in my skills, in my beliefs, and also in my boundaries. My children are amazing individuals, and I didn't need his judgment and his correction on what I was doing. But we live and we learn and we move forward. None of these men define me. And that is the real story. I thank you for listening to Intricacies of Michelle. I hope you'll use the boyfriend application, especially if you're the age gap crush, because I would love to know what you put on there. I can't trace them, guys. Not at all. I have no way to trace it. You don't have to log in. Your phone number is not required. Your name isn't required. I'd like it if you put your name, but you really don't have to. And I believe, with total faith, that I will find the right man for me who will offer me the things I need and complement my soul. That's it. I hope y'all are well, and thank you again. Bye.
I will search for you through 1,000 worlds and 10,000 lifetimes until I find you.